I just visited Hersheypark in Hershey, Pennsylvania for the second time ever, and it is now my second favorite amusement park behind Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. I rerode all of my favorite roller coasters, rode some new ones, and my opinions on most of them have changed. Some went up, some went down, but let's get into it. Here's my ranking of the roller coasters of Hersheypark, the sweetest place on earth. If you would like to see more roller coaster content like this, subscribe, as I have some fun videos planned. Number 14, Coco Cruiser. This is, a kiddie coaster. This was my last coaster that I rode at Hershey to get all 15 credits. It's a super forgettable ride and kind of hard to find, but it's behind Storm Runner's whatever it's called loop. It was very uncomfortable, the only ride I did not put my hands up on, as I was bracing for impact the entire time. But, good for laughs, I guess. Number 13, Jolly Rancher Remix. Yes, this went down 6 spots in my ranking. I got one ride, and it was the most horrible experience I've had on any thrill coaster. The first half is just okay, but the backwards section, the second half, is atrocious. I don't know what happened on that one ride, but it was the only roller coaster ever that's given me actual motion sickness. The Cobra Roll is just that bad. And the music in the queue line gets so annoying because you were going to wait over an hour for this, no matter what. Number 12, Trailblazer. This one is pretty rough, as to be expected from an old mine train coaster. But, it wasn't horrible. It's a very long ride, and it's got some great views of the woods and Storm Runner. Overall, it was boring, did literally nothing, and the brake run is so painful, but it isn't the worst ride because the views are good. Number 11, Wild Mouse. There's one reason I put this above Trailblazer. It has drops. I've ridden 2 total Wild Mice, this one and the one at Lagoon. And this one kind of sucks. They're made by different manufacturers but have mirrored layouts. But the hairpin turns on this one are painfully slow. But I guess it's fine. I'd just skip it if I were you. Number 10, Laugh Track. I have one ride to compare this to, and that's Spider at Lagoon. And it makes sense because these 2 rides are exact clones of one another. However, I still prefer Spider. The trims on Laugh Track hit way harder, and it doesn't spin at all. It's got good, goofy theming, though. It's good for families. It's indoors, and I don't know. It's fun. Number 9, Super Duper Looper. This is definitely a fan favorite, especially for my family. We all rode this together, and they thought it was great, but it's really not. This is located in the hollow section of the park by the river that Great Bear goes over. So it's in a pretty location, but it's pretty much just Trailblazer, but smoother and with a loop. The loop is actually super fun, though. This is a great first looping coaster for anyone. Number 8, Comet. This is Hersheypark's oldest coaster, a PTC Woody from 1946. I only got one ride on this, and it was fine. It's got a good classic Woody layout, but Comet is highly overshadowed, literally, because Skyrush is just on top of it. This has got some good airtime, but I'd much rather ride Skyrush. Number 7, Lightning Racer. This is the other wooden coaster in the park, and it's a dueling coaster. I rode both sides once each, and didn't love either of them. The only reason they're above Comet is pacing, but Comet is much smoother, surprisingly. After riding both sides, I had a headache. They're both really rough. They both have the same stats, but if I were to say which one I liked more, it would be Lightning. I prefer the layout slightly. It's a fun concept, but there are much better coasters. Okay, so now we're at the top 6, and starting from the top 6, you go from mid to elite. All 6 of these coasters are fantastic. Number 6, Fahrenheit. This is the only Intamin vertical lift coaster in the world, and it is sick. It's like a more tame version of Maverick at Cedar Point. You go up 90 degrees, but drop 97, so beyond vertical. The drop has some punchy ejector airtime, and the 6 inversions right after are super fun, especially the 2 corkscrews. It's not the smoothest ride in the park, but it's by no means rough. There's also a great airtime hill at the end. Fun ride, great forces. Number 5, Great Bear. This is Hersheypark's only inverted coaster, and it is a fantastic B&M invert that uses the terrain to its advantage. Not only is the ride experience super smooth and intense, but it's super cool to look at as it winds its way through the hollow section of the park. It has 4 inversions, so not the best layout, but it takes them all in such a way that you feel like your legs are coming off. Awesome coaster. Number 4, Storm Runner. I was very torn on whether Storm Runner or Candemonium was my favorite, but I eventually gave Candemonium the edge. Storm Runner, however, is nuts. It is probably the best hydraulic launch coaster in the world as of 2025. You go from 0 to 74 miles per hour in 2 seconds and shoot up an 150-foot top hat with great ejector airtime. You drop into a really wonky loop and rise up into the flying snake dive, which is my favorite inversion I've ever experienced. You go up into a heartline roll, and then it turns into like a turned dive loop. It's awesome. Storm Runner is also not the smoothest, especially when the positive G's happen, but I love it. Number 3, Candymonium. The reason I put this above Storm Runner is because it's longer and just more comfortable and fun. This is Hershey's second newest coaster, built with the Chocolate Town section at the entrance of the park in 2020. It's a B&M Hyper and the tallest coaster at Hersheypark. It's not super intense, but it's very fast with some great floater airtime. And it's got a pretty good layout for a Hyper. It's always great times on Candy. Alright, number 2 is Skyrush. This is by far the most insane roller coaster I've ever ridden. The first drop is easily my favorite first drop on any coaster. It has like a kink in the track halfway down that launches you so far out of your seat, and then the bottom of the drop glues you back into your seat with crazy intense G-forces. Skyrush also has 3 great ejector airtime hills, the first one being the best. My only complaints with Skyrush are that it's not very smooth, and you have like a 95% chance of getting stapled. But that doesn't ruin the ride until you hit the brakes, because you're just sitting there and your lap bar is just so tight. But back left on Skyrush is one of the craziest experiences you'll have on any roller coaster, but there's still one I prefer to it. And number 1 is Wildcat's Revenge. The first time I rode this RMC hybrid, I was genuinely blown away. Every moment left me speechless, and my thighs were sore from all the airtime by the time I got off. I had to ride over and over. It has the best layout in the park, the best pacing, and of course the best airtime. Well, besides Skyrush. It's also extremely smooth as it's new from 2023. It's 140 feet tall, and you drop about 80 degrees and go up into the world's largest underflip inversion, which is pretty much just a 0G roll that goes into a sideways drop. After that, there's my favorite airtime moment on the ride, a very strong camelback. It's got some great lateral airtime moments, a 0G stall, and then 2 0G rolls with some great whip, and then you eventually hit the brakes. Wildcat's Revenge just rocks. It's super fun, super re-rideable, and even if you don't like roller coasters, you'll have a blast on this one. This is my number 1 overall, and I have a review planned for this and some other rides at Hersheypark. However, that is my ranking of all coasters at Hersheypark. If you love roller coasters, then like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.